How's everybody doing? This is a DVD update, 3 pickups. Now before I get to the DVDs, a while back I posted a video showing some DVDs, and one of the DVDs I showed was Misery right here. This is the collector's edition. There's tons of special features, tons of audio commentary and featurettes in here. Definitely a cool edition to check out. And somebody asked to open it and see what the inside looks like. It also has this cool lenticular cover. Fantastic movie in my opinion. Great adaptation from Stephen King's work. Rob Reiner, tremendous job. James Caan, Kathy Bates, fantastic. Kathy Bates, of course, won an Oscar for her role in this as Crazy Annie Wilkes. James Caan, of course, played Paul Sheldon, the novelist. This is what the inside looks like. It's a pretty nice disc art. I appreciate the disc art. And it has a booklet as well. I'll go ahead and show you the just a small booklet right here. Just a couple little excerpts from about the movie and the making of it and things of that nature. So that's what the inside of Misery looks like right here with the lenticular cover. Love that cover. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see it? And next up, I also want to touch on this point. In the last update, I said that I picked up this movie, Them, which I was looking forward to seeing. This is a great French horror film, and the French are just killing with horror films lately. Just so many great French horror movies coming out lately, and this is another one of them. I've heard mixed reviews, mostly positive. I saw The Strangers, and I hated The Strangers. And in my opinion, this was a million times better than The Strangers. It actually had tension and build-up, and actually good thrills. And I love the ending when it all comes together, and the end scene where I don't want to give it away, but you know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. A million times better than The Strangers. And again, I love this inside artwork right here too. More DVDs should have that. I would rate this an 8 out of 10. Now on to the pickups. First up is 1963, The Haunting. Classic ghost story, probably one of the best ever made. I watched this as a kid and it totally creeped me out. I rewatched this recently, and I will say it is a little dated, but it still has some really great thrills and just a great movie overall that will hold a special place in my heart. And I thought the actors really made this movie. I think the actors did a superb job in this. Great performances by everybody, especially the 3 leads who played Eleanor, Theodora, and Dr. Markway. Tremendous job in this. A lot of great build-up. I love the ending. The ending really what got me, especially when you see the one scene from the top, the attic part. Love that scene. I'll have to say, you know, it didn't give me as much as it did when I was younger, but it still has, you know, a special place in my heart. Still a great ghost story, one of the best. Very atmospheric and very creepy. The movie's about Hill House, a haunted house where a lot of people ended up passing away, and Dr. Markway wants to do an investigation, and he invites Eleanor and Theodora there. And Eleanor and Theodora, they both have special skills relating to ghosts and things of that nature, and that's explained later on during the movie as well. And also there was, I believe he was the nephew of the current owner of Hill House, and he wanted to inherit the house eventually. The current owner sent him there to go along with Dr. Markway in their investigation, so he could see what he's getting himself into. And also later on in the story, Dr. Markway's wife comes along, and it's basically just all the different interactions with the house and the noise and it's a lot of great tension and build-up. And again, the actors really made this movie as well. Classic ghost story. I would give it an 8 out of 10. It's still a classic. Next up is 1995's Mosquito, directed by Gary Jones, and also stars Gunnar Hansen, of course, who played Leatherface in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I would have loved to see Gunnar Hansen come back and, you know, made another appearance, but he decided not to. But now every movie, I think it's like every decade that he's in a movie, he has to do at least one chainsaw appearance in there where he picks up a chainsaw. And of course there's an homage to that as well in this movie where he picks up this big ass chainsaw, and I thought that was a great scene. Gunnar Hansen, of course, is one of the main reasons why you pick up this movie. This is a very cheesy, low budget movie. Now this is very out of print. You're looking for a used copy, 40 or 50 bucks, and in my opinion it's definitely not worth that. This is a very low budget movie that will really only appeal to fans of low budget films. The basic story is there's a bunch of big giant killer mosquitoes and they're killing everybody, and our group of heroes basically have to find a way to stop them. Like I said, it's very out of print. I think to get a used copy you're looking like 40, 50 bucks at least. This movie is not going to be for everybody. Very cheesy effects. You know what? I saw parts of this movie when I was younger. I don't think I ever saw the full thing of it, and I'll have to say after rewatching it, it really kind of disappointed me, to be completely honest. There's really only a couple good scenes. There wasn't enough of the big giant killer mosquitoes. Basically it's about there's, like, you see like an alien craft in the beginning and it crashes to Earth, and you know, that's the thing I don't like either. They don't really explain too much about the alien craft. There's a guy who works for the government, and he's trying to figure out, he thinks that he saw a meteor, and he's trying to find the meteor, but they never really explain fully about that, so I was a little disappointed by that. but they don't show enough of the big giant killer mosquitoes. That's the whole reason why you get this movie, essentially, big giant killer mosquitoes, right? But they didn't show enough of them. But there were some cool scenes. I'd say there's really 2 main scenes that I would say. Actually, you know what, 3 scenes. There's really 3 main scenes that were pretty cool. There's a scene where there's a guy and a girl hooking up in a tent, and the girl's in the tent waiting for the guy to get done peeing and stuff, and she's naked, and the mosquito comes, and she has her eyes closed, and she thinks the mosquito is the guy, and she opens her eyes and freaks out, and the mosquito pokes her right in the butt. She gets stung in the butt stung, you know. So that was a pretty nice butt kill right there. Gotta like that. Crazy way to die, stung in the butt. There's another scene where one of the bank robbers gets completely, he gets stung and he gets completely drained, and you see his eyes pop out, very cartoonish. And there's another death scene where the fisherman got stung in the eye, gets the big stinger in the eye. So that was kind of neat too. But besides those 3 scenes, and Gunnar Hansen, and the guy that played Parks was pretty good too. Besides that, this movie is pretty bad, honestly. It's really low budget, really bad effects. The acting really wasn't that great, besides Gunnar Hansen and the actor who played Parks. I couldn't recommend this movie for everybody, especially at this price. So this is a 4 out of 10, and that's being very generous. If you've seen this movie, definitely let me know what you think. Next up is another Stephen King adapted movie, and that is The Night Flier. I absolutely love this movie. I hear a lot of people complain about it, but I really enjoyed it, especially the ending. A lot of people hated the ending. I really liked the ending. I think that really came together. It really came together at the end. Basically, it's about a vampire who flies around in this plane, and everywhere he stops, he kills people. There's like a tabloid, like the National Enquirer or something like that, where they do all kinds of crazy stories, and the lead actor and lead actress, they go to find him and try to figure everything out, and it goes from there. And the lead actor, Miguel Ferrer, phenomenal job. He does a lot of movies where he's very headstrong, and he plays kind of a jerk in this movie, and he does it really well. He's kind of the anti-hero, if you will. The lead actress in this reminded me of Phoebe Cates a lot. Her name is Julie Entwistle, I believe. She was only in like 2 movies ever, and this is one of, but she looked a lot like Phoebe Cates. She could have been a Phoebe Cates stunt double, or body double, or whatever. One of my favorite parts of the movie is when you actually see the vampire's face, and the jaw drops. That scene was freaking awesome. Love that scene. I wish we'd have seen more of that during the movie. But there's a lot of tension and build up all throughout the movie, and then at the end it just all comes together. The one scene towards the end with Miguel Ferrer just flipping out definitely reminds me a lot of The Shining, and it even has the axe too. I loved it. 8 out of 10 for me. Really enjoyed this one. Glad I picked it up. And you know what I just realized? All of these 3 pickups right here, they're all snapper cases. I don't mind snapper cases. It kind of gives them a character. But again, if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. The Haunting right there, classic ghost story. It is slightly dated, so it might not be for everybody, especially the younger generation that's looking for lots of gore and effects and stuff of that nature. But it's a classic ghost story. I definitely say check it out. Mosquito, I could not recommend this one. I was disappointed in it, honestly. 4 out of 10 for me. Not as good as I remember the scenes. I just remember seeing part of it, never saw the full thing of it. I wish there had been more explanation about the alien craft that fell down. My biggest gripe about this movie is they didn't show enough of the big giant killer mosquitoes. That's the whole selling point. And The Night Flier, I definitely say check this one out too. 8 out of 10. It's not going to be for everybody, but I really enjoyed it. So if you've seen the movies, definitely let me know what you think. Leave me a comment down below. And I hope everybody's doing well, and take care.